What's up, Roulette Fools? Brent with AOB here. I'm going to show you, and I've shown this to you in the past, but I'm going to show you the system that I've been using lately that has just been printing money for me. I have not lost on this system yet. Cross my fingers, I just jinxed myself, but I'm going to show you what it is. And basically what we're going to do is every time we play a strategy, in this case, we're going to start with 5 double streets. When we profit, even if it's $1 profit or 10 cents profit, as long as we profit, we move to the next strategy. Now, in this case, I go from a higher coverage and whittle it down to lower coverages. Now, in this particular instance, we are placing the bets to optimize the French roulette table. We're not just taking advantage of the outside 1-to-1 bets that we get 50% back if it hits 0. We are now covering the 0 as well, so that the 0 becomes one of our numbers, okay? And after we get through this, the second time we go around, I'll explain the chip placements for you so you can see how we're doing that. So after that was a 5 double streets, 30 numbers. Now we're going to Gladiator. If you saw the previous videos, Gladiator, basically, this is a French version of Gladiator it was a good idea on his part to cover the 0, but the original version, you put 1 unit on tiers and 1 unit on voice-ins. And what that effectively does, it covers the entire wheel except this orphelin's middle section of the wheel, okay? Now, when you do that, when you put 1 unit here, it's gonna place the splits. It's actually gonna put a total of 6 units here and 9 units here for a total bet of 15 units. We've taken that and we've reformatted it to fit in here. All right, we've lost there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna double up. And I'm looking at this dealer and I'm kind of seeing where she's hitting down here. And honestly, I don't get good vibes on this dealer just by the numbers and how I know I have my placements. 8, 9, 6, 4, 18, 14, 5. Those happen to be a lot of the whacks that I have chosen on the strategies for me. So either move your chips, like for example, you see these 3 is covering this double street, move the 3 here to 13 to 18 if you find that the dealer's hitting that a lot, or it's hitting the 4 through 9 a lot. Move your chips around. All right, so we got 1. We're gonna need to get 2 wins to recover on this one. So on this one, your bangers are here, okay? Your 0, 2, 3, and especially your 0, because not only is this a better hit on this one, on the 0, 2, 3, but you're gonna get half of your money back on this passe or manque line. So we get an extra $4.50 back on top of whatever we hit here. And again, I'll walk you through the units here. You can see them, and there is a reason. Now, I also on these have a high version and a low version in case they're hitting on one end of the table more than the other and you want to switch it up. All right, there we go. There's a win. Doesn't quite get us into profit there. I don't think so, but we're going to move on. I'm not sure. And we're going to go with 9 streets here. Okay, 9 streets, same thing. We're optimizing it to cover 0. So let's take a look at it. 9 streets, we want to cover 9 streets. I'm using 50 cents as my my unit. So you can see we cover the first 6 units by covering the passe line. 6 units at 50 cents is $3. Then we need to cover 3 more streets of 3 numbers, right? So we got 1 unit on 7, 8, 9, 1 unit on 13, 14, 15, and of course, look at, this dealer is no good for us. I'm telling you right now, this dealer is no good for us. I have terrible, I would have normally, if I were playing, because I play with much bigger units, I would have left because the dealer gives me bad vibes. So we got our 6 streets covered with this passe line, right? 19 through 36 is a total of 6 streets. 13, 13, 15, that's 7, 7, 8, 9, that's our 8th street. And 0, 2, 3, 3 numbers, that's our 9th street. So we have 1, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, and 16, 17, 18. Those are our whacks, but 3 is a banger. Oh no, 3 is not a banger on this one, but it's just a normal hit. We need 2 of these. So let's hit it again. Well, we actually recovered, so we don't have to go up big like that again. We're gonna go back down because we did a 3X. On 9 streets, if you lose, on the first progression, you lose. On the second progression, if you 3X your bet, you recover in 1 hit, okay? So we're going down to base bet because again, your goal isn't to just jack it up. Your goal is 1 win per strategy before you move on to the next one. All right. So that explains this 9 street. And all we're doing is on these streets, right? We took one of the numbers in the whole number field and we moved it over. Wow. This dealer is really bad news for us. All right. We are going to double it up and add again. We're going to triple it up, see if we can get a win. But yeah, this dealer, if I wanted to stay, which I wouldn't, I would definitely be moving maybe my double streets to cover this 13, 16, 18. But she's also hitting this 4, 5, 6 area. So what I would probably do is I would switch to 9 streets high. And I haven't had time to build that in here. Now, when you switch between high and low, unlike when you're playing on a normal strategy where you can literally just flip the whole thing, you have to take into consideration that you're covering the 0. So it's not exactly the same. All right, so there's our 1-hit recovery. And let's see if we can get her to do something different. Look at that. 3, 3, 16, 14, 4, 18, 18. Let's see if we can get her to go to the other end. But it's, I like, if you looked at the other strategies I have here, I have a low version and a high version. So for cases like this, where she's obviously, look at this, hitting mostly lows down here, flip the script and go to the end of the table, because she's obviously has some sort of funky bias. She happens to like the low end of the table, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if she hits one of these again. Okay, good. We got a 31. That takes us 1 unit into profit. Now we're going to move to Scouser, and we already covered this one. This is the only strategy out of the strategies that I have, because it already covered 0, and because of the nature of way it is, I did not move it to cover the manque or the passe line. I left it as is, and 0 and 2 are already banger numbers. So good enough. Can you convert this? Absolutely. Like I said, you just have to take the total sum of numbers. The easiest way if you want to convert these is figure out how much you're putting on each number, and then go, okay, well, I've got 18 numbers here, and that's how much you would take 18 times, and then we're going $1 on black, right? So if you figure out how much you need, for example, 30, if you're covering 5 double streets and you're covering $1 per double streets, that's a $5 bet. Well, you can't really, if you're going to divide $5 bet and you cover, you're gonna have to go, what does that equal for 30 numbers? Then you can put 18 numbers times that amount on the passe or the manque line, and that'll give you that. And then you just add the rest of the numbers and you put them individually like that, or multiply it by 6. Oh man, I think we've lost every time on, no, this is our first time losing. I'm gonna double it plus add 1 bet. Is that clear as mud? So if we were going to take, in fact, we'll do it on the next strategy. When I show you the units, I'll show you how we derive the easiest way to move your bets when you can't just simply replicate it or flip-flop it. When you're doing something like this, when you want to move bets off the inside bets here and move it to an outside bet like the passe or the manque, the easiest way to do it. Now on 5 double streets, it's going to be super simple. Dealer. All right, here we go. 6 plus 1. So on this one, we're doubling it plus 1 base unit, doubling it plus 1 base unit. In this case, $1 is our base unit. So we went for $1. We lost, we double it. That was 2 plus 1 base unit. That was a $3 bet. We lost, we doubled the 3 to 6 plus 1 base unit. Now we're at 7. Okay, let's look at the strats up here. I'll show you the strats up here that we have. So these are the strats that I go through right below me. If you're looking right below me, those are the strats that I currently use most of the time. Now, like I said before, I had V28 in there. I had a couple different strategies in there. There we go. So let's walk it all the way back to the beginning. And 5 double streets. So 5 double streets is the easiest one, right? Because it just so happens that you're going to cover 5 double streets. Each double street is 6 numbers. High and low each contain 3 double streets, right? 3 double streets for a total of 18 numbers. So whatever you're going to be putting on your double streets, you can put that right here on the pass line. Now, if you want to cover the 0, 2, 3 like I'm doing, you can't place a double street bet. You have to do individual streets, okay? You have to do individual streets, right? So let's walk this through again. So let's say I want to have $1 units on 5 double streets, which would be a $5 bet normally. If I went 1, 2, 3 to cover 1, 2, 3 there, then I would only have 1 unit to go here. If I want to change that now, and this is another easy way to do it, is put it on here like this and go, okay, I've got my 3 double streets covered up here, which now gets half back if I hit 0. I've got 1 double street covered here. What is that per street? 50 cents. It's half a unit. It's 50 cents per street. Okay. So what I can do is now I can rebet this. I can take this off. If you can go with a half a unit, now we can decide I want to cover this street and this street, or this street and this street, if you want to cover the 0, right? These are 3 numbers. It's equivalent to a street. So that's how, if you're playing and you don't have a half unit chip, then you need to put 2 units, right? So now our unit is actually $2 instead of $1. And the reason you're going to do that is you're going to put $2, $2, $2. Then you can split up your streets $1 and $1. Okay. Clear as mud. All right, let's keep going. And then when you go to the high version, it's a little different because you can't cover the 2 and 3 anymore like we did last time. Okay, so you're only covering the 0 because you're covering 1 through 18 now when you go high. So in this case, I've got half a unit on 0. I change it all up. You'll notice that this bet is now $15 instead of $10 as it was before. Because of the way the chips are, I had to go, what is it per number? What would it be if it were 50 cents per number? And then 2 numbers here's $1, 3 numbers here's $1.50, 6 numbers is $6. So that's just another way of doing it, is figuring out how much is it per number and then cover your 30 numbers any way you want. All right, let's keep going. That was 5 double streets. We're gonna go Gladiator. Again, do I have Gladiator high? I do have Gladiator high. So if we look at Gladiator, we're covering 18 units, 18 numbers, right? 19 through 36 down here. And this is going to take 9 units. Okay. It takes 9 units here. We put 1 unit on the split, on any split you want on the opposite end of wherever you have this. We put 1 unit on the 3 corner here. And we go back to it. And we put 3 units. So it's 1, 2, 3. That's the easiest way to go. You put 9 units here, 1 unit on a split, 2 units on the 1, 2, 3, and 3 units on the double street. And again, you can move these around anywhere you want, these splits, as long as it's on the opposite end of this passe. So you can put it on Monkey, and I'm going to show you that. And again, because you no longer are going to cover the 2 and the 3, you've got to change it. It's not just a simple flip. Okay, so let me show you that real quick. We're going to go to high. Okay, now everything is the same. We got, instead of 9 units down here, we have 9 units up here. In this case, 50 cents our unit. So it's $4.50. We still have 3 units on this double street. We had 3 units on the double street before, but instead of 1 unit on the split and 2 units on the 0, 2, 3, what we have now is 1 unit on a split, 60% of your bet on this split, and 40% over here. So you'll notice this has 40 cents and this has 60 cents. And we just won. I know, complicated, right? And that's because we had to make up for this 0, 2, 3, because you can't do it exact like that. Okay, now we're going to go to 9 streets. We've been going for almost 15 minutes here. So we're going to go through now. I'm going to quit explaining it. We're just going to go through now. We're going to do 9 streets, and then that will wrap us up or this will take us a Scouser. Then we'll finish all in black. And I'm just going to come back and we'll do it one more time. And look at, we're at 1850. And most of these were all 50-cent unit bets. Okay. Or anywhere between $4.50 and $15 bets, total bets. All right. 14. That's a hit. All right. And what was that? That was 9 streets. So we're going to go to Scouser. Let's see if we can get a win on this. We've had two losses on this. but we're up to $20. Now, I've been playing this with, usually my bets, like I said, are $75 to $100. And I'll actually create one of these bets here with the units that I normally play in, so you can actually see that. What I normally do though, as I've been saying, I've been very successful playing this musical strats, and I'm time boxing myself to 15 minutes. I no longer say I'm going up to $100. Now, that being said, I play for 15 minutes, and on average, I've been getting to $100 each of my 15-minute sessions, usually actually more than that. But at the end of 15 minutes, whether I'm up, whether I'm down, maybe I'm only at $5 profit, I stop right there and then. If I end the 15 minutes and I end that on one loss, I will definitely place the next 2 bets or whatever to recover, then I'll call it quits. My hard stop is 3 losses before recovery. You walk, no matter what. 3 losses before you recover, and you're gone. All right, so that's a loss. We're going to Super Martingale so that we end up in profit. The difference between Martingale and the outside, Super Martingale is Martingale, right? You're doubling your bet, and when you finally win, no matter how many times you lost in a row, when you finally win, you recover plus go up 1 base unit. But you took all that time with all those losses. With a Super Martingale, where you double plus 1 unit, no matter how many times you lose, when you finally win, you win 1 unit for every step of the progression that you had to go through. So it's as if you won every single one of those spins. All right, give us a black here so that we can move on. Of course not. Of course not. All right, we're gonna double and add a unit. So we're gonna go back to the beginning, but instead of using these, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna set these up with the amounts that I normally play, and that will give you just a really quick, but I think for many of you, this size, these bets, and even lower, I'm using 50-cent units for most of these bet layouts. A lot of you are gonna use 10 cents, right? So just make sure when you're setting up, if you decide to play musical strats, look at every strategy and make sure you're placing your bet sizes there. Oh my gosh. All right, let's go. I swear this happens to me 99% of the time. As soon as I start playing black, they go on a red run. And I'm looking down there and it's a heavy red. She's been hitting a lot of red, so I wouldn't get too stubborn on this. I would probably bump over to reds. Or what I like to do, and I've shown you in the past, is 2 losses on the outside 1-to-1 bet, and I look for one that's hit twice in a row and I move to it. So we have a 25 and a 23. Those are both highs. I would have bet on low on this one. Let's see if we can actually get it. Okay, amen, we got it. Let's go back now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down here and we're going to build a bet. We're gonna edit this. And that's what I love about Prague servers, is you can build your bet ahead of time. Okay, so we've got, this is 5 double streets. So I'm just gonna clear all these out. All right. And I would go with the $5. Now we've got 3 double streets down here, but like I said, we could go 250 if we want, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go with $10 units. This will be 30 bucks. Okay, $10 units, so $10 per double street. I'm gonna cover this double street, so that gets $10. I'm gonna cover an individual street, so that gets $5 because that's half of a double street. And I'm gonna cover the 0, 2, 3. And this is another half of a double street. So effectively we have our 5 double streets. I'm gonna save it. Boom, that is our double street, our 5 double streets. Let's go over here to Gladiator, edit. Okay, so I'm gonna pull these off just so we can build it again and you can kind of see how I do this from scratch. All right, in this case, I know that Gladiator is 9 units on high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I know that it is 1 unit on a split. It's 2 units on the 0, 2, 3, and it is 3 units on a double street. Actually, I don't want that double street. I want this double street. Okay, $75 total bet if you play it with $5. We had 50 cents, right? It was a 750. I'm gonna save that. That's as easy as it is. Okay. So I will make sure I get up and put the new French versions on our strategies when I get a chance here. I'll try to have it done by this next weekend. So next week it's up there. So you can go to our website and take a look at that and be able to place your bets based on that. And stay tuned. I have something very, very cool that's going to be released on our website in a very short amount of time. You are absolutely going to love this. This thing is bad arse, and I'm excited to get it. So that's it for today. This strategy has been just crushing it for me for the last week and a half. I've been playing this pretty strict on this, along with my 15-minute rule, and that has been doing wonders for my game, and it's been doing wonders for my mental health because I'm not pushing myself. I'm not degenning like that anymore. So maybe give it a try if you want and see how it goes. Put it in the comments. Even better, get in our Discord. Let us know what you're doing these days that's just absolutely working for you. We'd love to hear from you. All right, that's it. Be good humans. Us against the casino. I'm exclusive with Raised. I loved Raised. If you're interested in being an affiliate, get in our Discord. The link to sign up as an AOB affiliate. We're giving free giveaways every day in our live streams. We have a paid leaderboard, and we just enhanced our giveaways. We are doing lotto tickets now for our affiliates, $100 per winner. And we're doing, I went back to play to pay, which means I play for you. If your name is drawn in our live stream, I'm going to take my own money. I'm going to play for you. And at the end of 15 minutes, you get the entire bankroll that I started with. That's yours. And we have several other things that are going to be similar to that to do what I call the enhanced giveaways, like on slots, right? You can choose the enhanced. We're doing enhanced giveaways for you guys. So if you're not an affiliate and you want to play, definitely it's free money. All right. Cheers, guys. I'll see you guys next time.